You know, people love to chase that high, that spark, that electric jolt of inspiration that makes your heart race and your eyes light up. And don't get me wrong, motivation feels good, real good. It's that moment when the music's right, the dream is clear, the sky looks open, and you swear nothing can stop you. But let me tell you something real, something hard, something most folks don't want to hear. Motivation is unreliable, it lies to you, it shows up when it's convenient, when you're rested, when things are going your way, when the road is smooth. But what about the days when you wake up tired, when the bills are stacking, when the phone's not ringing, when your heart's heavy and your mind's louder than your purpose? What then? That's when you need something stronger, something deeper. That's when you need discipline. See, discipline don't care how you feel. Discipline don't ask you if you're in the mood. Discipline don't wait for the stars to align. Discipline says, get up. Discipline says, show up. Discipline says, let's go to work. There were mornings, let me be real, when I was bone tired, body aching, mind fogged, and that little voice in my head would whisper, not today. You deserve a break. One day off won't hurt. But I knew, one day off becomes two, then three. Then you wake up a year later, wondering why you're in the same place. So I trained myself to ignore the noise, to ignore the mood, and to honor the mission. That's the thing. Motivation is momentary. Discipline is destiny. Motivation gets you going. Discipline keeps you growing. You want to separate yourself in this world. Be the one who shows up when the fire's gone. Be the one who moves forward when others are waiting to feel it. Be the one who works even when it's cold, even when it's dark, even when it's lonely. Because the truth is, your future self isn't depending on your mood today. It's depending on your habits. You want success. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop praying for the spark. Be the spark. Because if you force yourself to be consistent, if you choose discipline over comfort, then no storm, no setback, no silence can stop you. And when the motivation does come, oh, it'll find you already in motion, already climbing, already becoming what others only dream about. That's power. That's progress. That's what makes legends. Let me paint you a scene. It's late. The world's gone quiet. Streets are empty. No likes, no cameras, no applause. Just silence, just shadows, just you. And the work, that's the place where most people quit. That's the moment where most people say, what's the point? Because when nobody's watching, nobody's cheering, and no one's patting you on the back, that's when your true character walks into the room. You see, everybody wants to shine when the lights are on. Everybody wants the standing ovation, the trophies, the recognition. But that shine, that moment, it's earned in the hours nobody sees. I'm talking about the early mornings when your alarm goes off and your body's begging for 5 more minutes. I'm talking about the late nights when your friends are out and you're home, studying, grinding, rehearsing, sweating. I'm talking about when the world is fast asleep and you're still at it, still moving, still pushing, still believing. Because greatness isn't born on stage. It's forged in silence. It's built in empty gyms. It's molded in quiet rooms. It's carved out in moments when it feels like you're the only one who believes in your dream. I remember being there. Trust me, I've been in the dark, reading lines until my voice cracked. Failing auditions, getting told you're not the guy. Over and over, no spotlight, no paycheck, just rejection and repetition, but I kept going because I understood something. The dark is not your enemy. It's your proving ground. The dark is where you decide, am I in this for applause? Or am I in this because it's who I am? When no one claps for you, will you still clap for yourself? When no one sees your progress, will you still show up with the same fire? That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. That's what separates the temporary from the timeless. Because every time you show up in the dark, every time you work without recognition, without validation, without noise, you're sharpening your sword. You're building something no one can take from you. And one day the lights will come on. And when they do, you won't have to pretend to be ready. You won't have to fake confidence. You'll already be the real deal. Because you became it when no one was watching. That's why consistency is so powerful, because it doesn't depend on an audience. It doesn't need a stage. It just needs you to make the decision again and again and again. So when you're in the dark, don't curse it. Embrace it. That's the gym where your character trains. That's the fire where your will is tested. And if you can be consistent when no one sees you, then when the world finally does, they won't just see talent. They'll see truth. Everybody wants to do something big, something massive, something that shakes the ground and makes the world take notice. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all want our lives to mean something. But let me tell you the truth that nobody wants to hear. Big dreams are built on small steps, not once, not twice, but over and over and over again. It's not the leap that builds your legacy. It's the crawl, the grind, the repeat. You don't wake up and become excellent. You don't snap your fingers and find yourself at the top. You get there one rep at a time, one phone call, one page, one more lap around the track when your legs are screaming, when your lungs are burning, and nobody's watching. You see that mountain? You don't climb it in one jump. You climb it one small step at a time. Boots in the dirt, sweat in your eyes, doubt on your back. But each step, no matter how small, matters. The problem is, people get bored with small. They get distracted. They want fireworks every day. They want transformation overnight. But success is quiet. It whispers. It doesn't beg for attention. It rewards persistence. And the folks who make it, the ones who build something that lasts, they understand something deep. Small things done consistently beat big things done occasionally. You hit that gym when no one else feels like it. You read that chapter while others scroll. You study your craft when the world says, relax, take a break. That's not weakness. That's not obsession. That's legacy. Building behavior. Because what you do in small doses every day becomes the story of your life. Brick by brick, drop by drop, you fill the cup, you build the wall, you rise. You don't need to change your life in a day. You need to show up for your life every day, even when it's boring, even when it's slow. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, because the truth is, everything is happening. You're changing, you're growing, you're building strength, even when you don't see it in the mirror yet. The world may not clap for every step, but one day it will marvel at the staircase, and you'll look back, not at one big moment of glory, but at thousands of small decisions that no one saw, that you made anyway. That's how you build something no storm can shake. That's how you leave footprints in this world that don't wash away. Every day, you either add to your legacy or subtract from it. So ask yourself, what did I build today? Even if it's just one step forward, that step counts. That step is sacred. That step is yours. You will fall. That's not a maybe. That's not a threat. That's a fact. You will stumble. You will mess up. You will make mistakes. You will get it wrong, and that's okay. Because falling isn't failure. Staying down is. See, too many people treat failure like a final sentence, like it's the end of the story. But I'm here to tell you, failure is not a full stop, it's a comma. It's just a pause, a breath, a lesson in disguise. Some of the greatest moments of my life came right after I hit the ground hard. Opportunities I didn't get. Roles I thought were mine. Times I thought, maybe this isn't for me. But I got back up. Not because I felt strong. Not because I felt confident. I got back up because I had trained myself to keep moving. I didn't fall back. I fell forward. You want to be great. You want to build something that lasts. Then you better learn how to lose without losing your fight. You better learn how to be disappointed without being defeated. Because consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means persistence. Every time you fall and get back up, you're building something inside of you that can't be taught in a classroom, can't be downloaded from a podcast, can't be faked on a stage. You're building resilience. You're building fire, you're building grit, and here's what most people miss. The act of getting back up is a win. It might not look like victory. You might still be bruised, still behind, still doubting yourself. But if you stood up today when it would have been easier to stay on the ground, that's a win. That's a championship mindset. Every scar you carry is a reminder that you're not fragile. You've been hit, and you're still here. You've been tested, and you're still moving. That's the beauty of falling forward. It means you're falling toward something, toward progress, toward strength, toward the version of you that doesn't quit when things get hard, but digs in even deeper. We live in a world that glamorizes the highlight reel. Perfect shots, perfect lives, perfect moments. But life isn't a highlight reel. It's a behind the scenes grind, and consistency is your director. It's what says, I don't care how many takes it takes. We're finishing this scene. You're not supposed to be flawless. You're supposed to be relentless. So fall. That's part of the journey, but fall forward. Fall with intention. Fall with the knowledge that every time you do, you get the chance to come back smarter, sharper, stronger. Because the most consistent people aren't the ones who never mess up. They're the ones who never stay down. And that's how you win in this life. Every morning you wake up, before the world gets loud, before the emails, the traffic, the noise. There's a moment, a quiet one. You walk to the mirror, and whether you realize it or not, you're asking a question. Who am I going to be today? Not who you were yesterday, not who you hope to be someday, but today, right now. See, we all want greatness. We say it, we post about it, we dream it. But the truth is, greatness is a decision. It's not a talent. It's not a gift. It's a choice made over and over again, especially on the days you least feel like making it. You've got to look yourself in the eye and say, I'm not going through the motions today. Because going through the motions leads you to average. And there's nothing about your purpose, your potential, your calling that was built to be average. You've got to understand, every day you wake up, you are standing at a crossroads. One path is comfort. Familiar, easy, no resistance. The other is growth. It's uphill. It's uncomfortable. It demands your effort, but it also holds your greatness. Nobody's going to hand you greatness. Nobody's going to give. Trap discipline, drive, and destiny and place it at your door. You've got to claim it. You've got to wake up and say, I choose to fight for it today. Even if you're tired, even if you failed yesterday, even if nobody else believes in it, you believe in it, you believe in you. I'm talking about the kind of self-respect that says, I'm not going to let myself down again. The kind of accountability where you don't need a coach screaming in your ear. You've got that voice in your chest that whispers, keep going. Because here's the truth, the mirror doesn't lie. It reflects what you choose, not what you say, not what you hope, but what you do. So if you want to be proud of what's staring back at you, it's not about chasing perfection. It's about showing up, being intentional. Choosing the hard thing when the easy thing is begging for your attention. You don't have to be the best today. You just have to be better than you were yesterday. You just have to be honest about your effort and ruthless about your standards, because greatness doesn't shout. It whispers in the mirror, did you honor your potential today? And if the answer is yes, then stand tall. If the answer is no, then don't run from it. Let that reflection challenge you. Let it push you. Let it pull the greatness out of you, because the mirror may reflect who you are. But consistency decides who you become, and that decision gets made every morning. In that quiet moment, before the world sees you, when only you see you, so now you've heard it, not just words, but truth, not just a speech, but a mirror. We talked about discipline over motivation, about building character in the dark, about stacking small steps toward a mighty legacy, about falling forward with fire in your chest, and about looking in the mirror every day and choosing greatness. Not once, not when it's easy, but every single time. And the message is simple, but it's not easy. Force yourself to be consistent. Not because someone told you to. Not because it looks good on a vision board, but because your purpose deserves your discipline. Because the world isn't waiting for perfect people, it's waiting for persistent people. People who don't flinch when it's hard, people who show up anyway, people who decide if I don't quit, I can't lose. Look, I'm not here to promise a smooth road. I'm not here to sugarcoat the climb, but I will promise you this. If you choose consistency, if you honor your work when nobody claps, if you get back up every time you fall, you will become something unstoppable. One day they'll look at you and ask, how did you do it? And you'll smile, maybe a little tired, maybe still grinding, and say, I just didn't stop. So the next time you feel tired, discouraged, overlooked, remember this moment. Remember this voice, remember this truth. Greatness doesn't arrive, it's earned, and the price is paid daily, with consistency. So now the spotlight's not on me. It's on you, the mic is yours, The moment is yours. Choose it, live it, be it every day.